Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. You're watching your Big Brothers podcast. And on this episode, you know what? We had to do a repeat. Yes, we had a repeat cuffing season. See, part one, we barely got into the topic. We just hit the surface. Now that we know what cuffing season is, we're going to dive a little deeper. But that makes me ask a question. What is the difference between cuffing season or being cuffed or getting cuffed and friends with benefits? What is the difference? HUDs, tell me, what do you think the difference is between being cuffed or cuffing someone and a friends with benefits?
It's a great question. I think that when it comes to friends with benefits, you already know each other. You enjoy hanging out with one another. You are friends with benefits. Okay. So you can enjoy spending time with one another. And then let's say somebody gets frisky one night and you guys are both feeling it and you go for it. Whereas cuffing, it really is back to that Merriam Webster dictionary definition that we talked about. It is a short-term relationship through the colder months. Okay, so that really is the difference. Is it's a relationship versus just a hey, we're hookup buddies. That's the big difference for me.
Yeah, I could see that. But here's the thing: would you rather have a cuffing partner? Would you rather be cuffed, or would you rather, booty call or friends with benefits? See, for me, I think before you could be friends with benefits, you have to have some rapport and be familiar, friendly, or at least acquaintances with each other first, as you were saying. And then I think that's a better setup personally, because when you're getting cuffed or cuffing, you are either pretending that you're in the role of a relationship, because it's just look, let's play house for the wintertime because it's cold outside. All right. And I like presents. So it's like you're playing the whole role, which could be really misleading, right? And people could read into things and think something's going somewhere where it's not. When you are a friend with benefits, look, you
You
guys
know
could
what's up.
fuck, and then you guys could go hang out, and then you could check out another hot girl, and she ain't gonna trip. Because why? Because she knows her place. She knows her role. She is a friend with benefits.
Mm. No, that's a good point. And I think that's kind of the main thing we want to talk about is how do you identify. I mean, okay, let's take a step back for a second. You know that during these winter months, it's great to have somebody by your side. It's great to have somebody to experience certain things with. Now, if you don't have those conversations with somebody who's a friends with benefits of like, yeah, I at the end of the night love to have you around, and you have multiple, that's great. But if you don't, a lot of people end up getting cuffed because it's this pseudo version of that relationship of that of having a whole bunch of friends with benefits that just make it enjoyable. And I think that that's kind of what it comes down to. It's a safe thing. Okay. When it comes back to what we talked about before with scarcity mindset, that's exactly what it is. When you get cuffed and when you get cuffed seriously, that's exactly what it is. It's a scarcity mindset because you're just thinking, okay, I got this girl, we're good to go. But you're not thinking about the fact that there are other girls out there. Now, imagine if you had a bunch of friends with benefits so that you can have your variety. That's the difference.
But my thing is why wouldn't you have friends with benefits? What? So you're saying if you're cuffing somebody, that means you're actively doing it because you don't think you could get anyone else at that time?
I wouldn't necessarily say that, but it's comfortable because when you get cuffed, it's guaranteed, right? You're in this relationship.
I don't know. I don't know. For me, if I was single, all right, if I was out there, I would never do a cuffing situation. Like you these broads would not be able to cuff me. I will run from the law and I will run fast. Like, get your handcuffs away from me, Miss Officer. You ain't pulling me over. Like, because I think that's more of a setup. It's more of a trap. Like, look, it's like, not only do I want some dick from you, but guess what? I want you to buy me presents like you fucking love me, okay? And I'm like, bitch, I don't even know you. I just met you. You know what I'm saying? Like, go back to like friends with benefit status. Cause like, look, then you gotta buy no presents. You
But
ain't
see,
gotta
that's
buy no.
the thing. That's the thing. That's the difference is that guys are not having that conversation with the woman. They are not letting them know that they're really looking for that type of setup because they're worried that if they say it the wrong way, that the girl's going to leave them because they don't have other options.
They only don't have other options because they choose not to have any other options. Okay, they don't choose to look elsewhere. Because trust me, there's enough hoes out there that will do booty calls for you if you're the right guy. Now, if you're not the right guy, if you're not, a high status guy or high value guy or good looking guy or in shape guy or guy with money, if you ain't any of those or a combination of those, yeah, I could see like you finding the first blind chick that says she'll touch you and then, you hook up with her for the winter. I could totally
The
see
first
that.
blind and deaf chick that
Yeah, like get a Helen Keller, like, but like I don't see like why anybody wants to be cuffed during one of the most expensive holidays in the fucking world, right? Like that's holiday season, bitch. Like,
yeah.
traveling to people's houses with these gas prices, fuck that. Nah, give me and my friends with benefits. Come over, bring me a plate from your parents' house. Well, fuck and chill. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. Like it totally makes sense, especially if you have larger families too. You need to travel. You need to get a bunch of gifts. It's expensive. It just is. There's no two ways around it. And I think that guys, if they get trapped in one of these situations, not trapped, I mean, maybe that's not the best way to put it, but if they get themselves or they find themselves in one of these situations, they don't want to necessarily give it up because they have something locked down. And it's a lot more difficult. And that's what I was explaining before. Once you hit December, girls don't go out anymore. So it's much more difficult to meet girls and to start having those friends with benefits, start spinning plates, having rotations at that point in time.
well, the reason why that's the problem. They fucked up the whole game. Like I think the last episode, you broke down preseason or scouting, preseason, season, and then playoffs and championship or something like that, right?
Yep.
All right. If you are doing that properly, you should have your first team, that means your starting lineup, out on the field. Okay.
Yes.
Then, when your starting lineup doesn't come correct, you got the squad on the bench. So you're spinning the plates on the bench as well as the starting lineup if you're doing it right. So, like, I don't understand if you are recruiting, preparing for the winter months. I don't understand why the fuck are you not having options? I really don't get it.
It's such a great way that you just put it, because when you think about it, you're building a team and you need to have that team. And if you have that team, is a team built of one player or of many? It's always
It's like
many.
this, like, and also, like, if you want, this is the perfect time to operate with dread, because you know what? When the starting lineup player ain't playing right, guess whose attention I'm going to? I'm going to go to the bench player. Okay, I'm going to go to the reserve and give her some attention and get her excited, right? Because then now the starting lineup player either has one or two options. She could either get right or get out because of one up, one down. But if you don't have those options, if you're not in a position to where, one, you're not, see, the thing, there's the problem with this whole cuffing thing, because it comes across as if you are dating exclusively. And you're not. You're getting tapped out exclusively by one chick. Like, you're paying for I'm sorry. I would never go to no bitches cuffing Christmas or whatever it is. Like, do they call it cuffing Christmas?
No,
Christmas
I've never
cuffers?
heard that, but that's
Like,
funny.
Christmas stockings, Christmas cuffers.
That's funny. No, I have never heard that. That's funny as hell. No, but that's great. That's really what it comes down to. And, I've been victim of this myself, at least 1 year throughout college, where I ended up dating a girl and I didn't realize I was the one being cuffed. And I think it's very important to understand and recognize it. Is this girl actually interested in you? Or is this girl just looking to have somebody so that when she's compared to her girlfriends, who all have boyfriends during that time, that she's not the odd one out?
I think you should like get established. Like, okay, you know the winter is coming, right? So you're like, we're wearing those. We're wearing our pea coats today. Okay, it's cold out here in this bitch. All right, so every bitch that comes up to me is trying to cuff me. Until springtime, I ain't committing to nobody. Like that should just be your mindset. Like,
It's a good point. It's a good point
and
because a lot of
like,
times the girls get thirstier and thirstier around this time because they're trying to lock somebody up.
yep, and they unless like a woman like gives you exactly clear, explanation of what she desires out of you. Like, I want you to be my boyfriend. I want to be like legit. First, don't believe it the first time. Make sure you vet that bitch right. But the thing is like, don't ask her. Let her tell you. So just because you're hanging out or you're doing things with her, you're going to parties or whatever, taking pictures and shit, until she says, "I want you to be my boyfriend," and that shit is Facebook official. Don't.
You are really showing your age right now by saying Facebook official.
What do you guys do now? Is it Twitter official? Is it Instagram official? Like, what is
No,
it?
we don't make it official. Nobody knows.
Oh yeah, because all y'all a bunch of hoes. Anyways, you guys have no commitment level. But it's like, until she's like trying to, determine or define it publicly what you guys are, act as if she's just a booty call. Act as if she's just a friends of benefits. Until she clarifies exactly what you guys are in this situationship that you guys have, just always keep in mind that she's just a friends with benefits until she claims elsewise.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think that's a really good point.
And then you got to ask yourself, hold on, real quick. Then you got to ask
Mhm.
yourself, do you buy friends with benefits Christmas presents? No. Okay. Do you buy them anything? Maybe lunch, maybe dinner, because you're
Mhm.
friends, right? But you don't go spend money on Christmas presents for their ass. See, like that's what that doesn't understand. Like, I don't understand why you guys like would do this, because it's like you're playing house, right? And you're like buying gifts for a broad that you are only gonna be with for like a few months.
Right.
Like, dude, like, why? Save your money. Save your money.
And I know, and that's one of the things I wanted to mention. I think that at this point, we're a little late on explaining cuffing season to everybody. However, it's very important information to internalize because at this point, you should have your roster and you should have your team. If you do not have that at this point,
You might be
then you're
cuffed.
behind. Yeah.
If you don't have a team and you don't have a roster, you might be on somebody's roster and their team.
Mm-hmm. Without realizing it. And that's
Yeah.
very important. It's very important to understand because that's why I explained it like, scouting, tryouts, regular season, playoffs, finals. As I explained it before, it's very, very important that you have these things lined up and you understand exactly where you stand. Because if you don't understand where you stand, then you are going to be on somebody else's roster, not your own.
I mean, not really.
What do you mean by that?
Because, like, look at it this way. Let's say some broad, tries to cuff me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, Glenn, you're also an anomaly.
Well, no. I'm just saying, hear the mindset. Hear the mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can you go to the pumpkin patch with me? Nah, I got work. But you know what? I could come to your house afterwards and blow your back out.
Well, let's clean that up a little bit. You can't exactly speak to all girls that way.
Why not? I'm kidding.
I know you understand exactly what I'm saying. There's
No, but what
nuance
I'm saying
there.
is like because see the way I look at it is like if they're like trying to cuff you, right? And they're trying to
Mhm.
like get you to do things, there has to have been of something that they have given you that makes you, feel like, yeah, you want to do it again. Like you want because you want something back, right? You're not just going to hang out with her at her parents' house talking about her fucking photo album all night for shits and giggles, are you? No, you're like, I want to get that booty again. So that means you've already must have smashed at some point. Like you've already given it to her at some point. There already had been some sexual element there, or something along the lines that made you feel like you could get sex from her that would keep you engaged in that because
Well,
why else would you do it?
anybody who's dating a girl without having sex with her first, that's already your first mistake.
Well, I mean, again, you got to be careful with that wording because you got a lot of people that have a faith that
Which is
that
fair.
they're convicted to that they won't do that, and that's admirable. But what I'm saying is like, unless a girl has given you some sort of reason to want to invest your time in her, like like I have a lot of friends, and when I was single, I had a lot of female friends as well, and like if I didn't want to hang out with them and they invite me somewhere, it's fine. And if I was smashing them at the time, I would just be smashing them and then hang out with them when I want to. But like it wasn't like nobody could dictate what you want to do. Now, if they
Right.
the incentive is it's like if they give you some good booty, right, and they got that good, that might be more something that you'd be inclined to go do, like dumb shit, like go to a pumpkin patch and take pictures, or go
It's
see.
not dumb shit, dude. I love my pumpkin patches and I love carving pumpkins. I
Same
get to be
here, but I don't
artistic
like
with it.
doing it with the broad that I don't know.
Let me ask you a question, Glenn.
All right, what?
So I want to put this on you. What, so if you're going to start a friends with benefits relationship with a girl, how do you go about doing it in an appropriate way?
Well, one, like if you're starting a friends with benefits relationship, the safest thing to do is make sure that you must already know that there is some sexual chemistry between the two of you, right? There's some
See,
sexual chemistry.
I actually disagree. I think that you can't start a friends with benefits relationship unless you guys have already had sex. Do you
No, I
agree
don't
or
think that's
disagree?
true. I don't think
Really?
that's true. Because I think you could be friends or acquaintances with the female. I won't say friends. You may not hang out with her. Okay, for instance, okay, here's a story. So many moons ago, long time ago, back in the day, um, I knew this chick because she used to hang around my ex-girlfriend, right? They were cool. They were like acquaintances, co-workers and whatnot. But like I didn't really know her, but I knew her, right? So when me and my ex broke up, right, I ran into this chick at a party. And we were kicking it, hanging out, catching up again. And then a couple days later, she hits me up. She's like, hey, you want to go do something? Yeah, sure, let's go to the beach, whatever. We went to go to the beach. So we were acquaintances. We knew each other, but we weren't friends, right? We were just familiar. Well, that night, smashed. Then she became a regular booty call, right? And a friends with benefits. Why? Because one, it could tell that there was always obviously sexual tension there to begin with because she wanted to go hang out by ourselves. And, when we were just, casually flirting and just messing around, like nothing serious, but like just testing the waters. I was testing the waters to see where her engagement was. Right. And so from there, like that's kind of how it was. And after you actually have sex with them, you have to clarify, like, yo, just so you know, like this was amazing and shit. Like this was badass. Like you got some good head. But like I'm not trying to get in a relationship right now. Like I'm just not trying. That's not what I'm looking
Clear
for.
communication.
Yeah, like straight to the point. Like you have to be, guys. I'm telling you right now, the worst thing that you could do is mislead a woman into thinking that you are going down a direction that you're not. All right. And I
Wait,
swear
hold
to
on.
God,
Hold
the
on.
one thing
Say
I
that
hate,
say that again. Say that again.
what part?
The worst thing you can do.
The worst thing you could do is mislead a woman thinking that making her think that you're going down a direction that you're not. Okay. That you're taking her down this certain path that she's expecting, that she's thinking that you're going to end up at, but you have no intentions on going there. Meaning this, if you try to woo her and swoo her and like try to play the boyfriend nice guy game, like I could be a good boyfriend, but then all you want to do is smash, you're a fucking asshole. Clear and simple. I mean, guys do it. I know it. But you know what? You are such a sneaky fucker that you don't have the balls to go out there and approach her and be honest with her. And you fuck up the game for everybody else. Hands down. So be precise, be direct, let them know, like, yo, this was fun. And I would love to do this again. But let me tell you something. At this point in my life, I am not trying to get in a relationship. We could continue this. We could be friends. We could either continue this or we could just go back to being friends. Either way, I'm good. You know, and just be honest with them. Be straightforward. Okay? Because that what she's gonna do. She's either gonna say no or she's gonna hop back on your dick. Either way, you already hit it. So you're good, you know. But more than likely, she will probably jump back on that dick because she likes the honesty. And also she likes the challenge to thinking that she could probably pull you from the friends with
She
benefit
can
zone
change you.
to, yeah, she's gonna think she's gonna convince you that she could pull you from the friends with benefit zone that you got her in into boyfriend zone.
That's great points, man. Oh my God. I see this like time and time again. Like really just being honest is the best way to approach everything. Because otherwise it becomes sneaky fucker game, as we've talked about before.
Yeah,
You know,
like
you're trying to be covert.
yeah, like guys need to just be straightforward to these women. Like you are so afraid of getting told no and rejected.
When do
You
you
rather
ever tell yourself yes? You're
what?
so afraid. You're so afraid of getting a no. When do you ever tell yourself yes?
Well, I mean, I'm thinking like, look, you're so afraid of being, or you're so afraid of being told no that instead of being a person with integrity, you'd rather be a manipulative fuck and, you know, manipulate somebody maliciously to get what you want and fuck them over. Like, you're a piece of shit if you ask me. You do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. What does it say about you? You're a piece of shit.
Not just that, it tells me you got that feminine energy because only bitches do that manipulation shit.
Yeah. It's all when you play the covert game. What does it say about you? It says that you don't have the backbone to actually, and that's what I was saying. Instead of, you know, being scared of no, when can you say yes? How about you say yes for yourself? And then if that yes is brought back with a no, okay, keep moving on.
Well, here's another thing. If you're afraid of being told no, why don't you do all the work that you could do to where no is something that they don't say? Level yourself up, hit the gym, you know, dress nice, have good personality, you know, be attractive all around, be well groomed, you know, like be someone of that's well knowledged, you know, like be able to walk in a room and be able to communicate with everybody, you know, be well socialized. Like, I mean, shit, like guys, there's some things that you could do that you don't have to play the sneaky fucker game.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I mean, when you think basic business, okay, let's say basic business. If you are the general accountant, the basic accountant at a job, does anybody really even think about you? Not really, because you are, you know, you're one above the minimum wage, but you're just baseline and you're just the dry person who crunches numbers all day. How do you walk into a room and make sure that everybody notices you? And that's exactly what you were saying is, you know, make sure that you know how to talk. Make sure that you have a presence. Make sure you get to the gym. Make sure you level up in life in every single way possible because once you do so, everything starts changing.
Yeah, it
I think
reminds
it's
me of
very important.
it reminds me of Thor's 6 Ps. It's like presence, um, prosperity, uh, provision, like power. There are a couple other P's. 2 more P's I forgot. Too many PPs. But like there's like 6 P's that he has that he's coming out. It's part of his course. It's really good. I've been
Yeah.
lucky enough to read up on it from behind the scenes, so I could tell you it's good. But it's like, yeah, if you just have any of those P's, like, yo, it's good. Like, I think he says, like, if you have 3 P's and you add them with, like, if you get 3 of the 6 sixes, like, you're golden.
Yeah, I really like how he's building that. And again, I won't speak too much about what's going on behind the scenes, but it is fantastic because we talk like money, muscles, game, frame, but that's only 4. This is 6, and this expands it even further. And I think that this is going to be absolutely fantastic for you guys to dive into in a little bit of time.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, guys, when it's wintertime, I know it's cold. Your hand's getting rough. Okay. There's not enough lotion on your hand to cut those calluses down. I get it.
Oh, I got plenty of lotion. What are you
You're
talking
sick fuck.
about?
But look, settling for getting cuffed, does you no benefit. Does you no benefit. Actually, you know what it does? This is the perfect time to do this. Okay. Look, guys, wintertime is the perfect time for you to try to show your dominant masculine presence and be as alpha as fuck as you can be. Because we already know that your beta is shit. Okay. We already know that you are going to fall for the trap and play the boyfriend comforting role and buy her a fucking present this winter. But instead of doing that, try to be the guy that doesn't have to. Try to be the guy that just get friends with benefits. Okay. Because we already know that this type of season, this right now, nobody's trying to commit to you seriously. Okay, you are about to get utilized for your assets and your provisioning to buy her a present, and
Your
then you're going to get
company.
dismissed
Mhm.
by the spring. So avoid doing that by how? Implementing and applying your dominant masculine presence, focusing on being as confident as you can be, and learn to tell women no. This is a perfect time to practice like red pill praxeology here, this type of season. Like, if this is the cuffing season, like, since it is, this is the perfect time to practice game and practice your frame, making sure that your frame is intact, that you are in control of your frame, that you don't sacrifice your frame to please anybody. This is the time to practice that, because eventually one day you're going to want to get married, and you're going to need this type of practice in maintaining your frame in order to have a good marriage. That's all I got to say.
That was fantastic. I really think we should do a part 3 on this. Truly.
What could part 3 honestly be?
Honestly, I think part 3, if we can find some examples of things the guys have done. And then also one thing I want to talk about, and I'll just give like kind of a teaser here. So when we talk about standing by your dominant masculine frame, let's say one of these girls that you're friends with benefits on, and they want to go ahead and cuff you up, and they want to go ahead and have you do something. Come out with the girls this night, like come meet my family. Standing by, even if you don't have anything to do that night, standing by it and saying, no, I got some things I got to do, but thanks for the invite. That's standing by your boundaries and making sure you don't push things too serious.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I was talking about exercising and working on your frame.
Mm-hmm.
This is the perfect time to practice frame control.
That's why I think a part 3 is so important, because then we can talk about some of those methods that guys can use to make sure that they hold their frame.
Sounds good to me.
Good stuff, man.
All right, guys. But until next time, remember, if you're getting cuffed, you're fucked.
Good man. Peace out, guys.
Peace.